Join me as I pack up one of our extra large mystery trinket boxes recently purchased through the Dust Euphoria Etsy shop. I'll start off by filling up the top of the outer box with original art and ephemera. Next, I'll fill up a large tin with tons of tiny trinkets, as well as some more interesting paper items. After the tin is full, I load a wooden cigar box with larger trinkets and small toys. From there, all that's left is the main box, which I'll fill with the previous trinket boxes as well as more special items. I couldn't be more proud of the final result, and I look forward to sharing it with you step by step. Welcome back to Dust Euphoria. Today I'll be sharing an extra large mystery trinket box that someone recently purchased through our Etsy shop. This is what we're starting with. This is a pre-made wooden box with these leather straps. I think we picked this up at probably the Goodwill bins. It's a really nice box, kind of elaborate. Got all these fun little nails, some extra trim around the edges, kind of neat hinges on it, and then got this little latch on the front. It was actually damaged, required some work to fix that, but got that all done. And then I'm going to open it up for you, but first I'm going to set the cigar box here to help prop up the bottom of the box while I'll show you what I did with the inside of the lid. The work inside the lid is what took the most amount of time, and you'll probably see why. Let me flip this around. Okay, as you can tell, there's a lot been added. This was just completely empty. There was nothing in here. And let me unsnap this, pull it out. In order to include things in the lid, which we wanted to do, it's so much fun to open it up and have some nifty things staring at you in the face. It required some customizing and some additions. The most important which was a strap, you know, to hold any sort of photos or whatever. As it turns out, we had a book that we wanted to add in addition to that. You'll see that in a second. But so I took this strip of lace and some faux leather that we found at a thrift shop, and then also these little snaps. We got two of these. They're called ginger snaps, but they were these really retro packaging. It was originally 80 cents, but these ubiquitous kind of opalescent clear buttons that you see a lot of times on like nightgowns and things. But I took a couple of those and added those here and then mounted them to the bottom down here, and so when we add the objects in here, they just snap down just like that, and it holds them in place. Pretty snug. Worked out really neat. There was a little trick at the top. You can't hardly see it in the video, but well, here I'll go to the next step. We have spelled out Dust Euphoria here with beads at the top. It's almost like on an abacus little pole, and it's fun. You can spin them around. But the span was so far that it needed support in the middle. And so it was a little complicated because I had to do that, and then also we had this strap and they couldn't interfere. So I went through a couple of different options and eventually set it on just an eye hook from the top here. And unfortunately you can't hardly see underneath. Yeah, a little bit. But I was able to mount this back end. I put another little leather strip on the lace and was able to mount the back end underneath the little hook. See if I can get all that worked out, yeah. And so, which is kind of nice because the hook in between the Dust and Euphoria lines up perfectly with the strap here, which is centered in this space. And then also we have these letter blocks, and indeed those letters have significance to the person that was receiving it. This was a pre-made like desktop thing with books and all kinds of little office supplies. I forget where Lynn Cinnamon got that, but we didn't put that one together. So there's that. And then this is really, really fun. I wanted to put in some kind of original artwork in here, and went through all different kinds of options. And the person who purchased the box, among the list of things that was mentioned for the recipient that she was a fan of, was ballet and Paris. And so I did a tiny little drawing of the famous Degas ballerina drawing, one of his studies, and then mounted it inside this metal frame, and then had this sort of faux scrapbook paper frame to go outside of that. I have a quick video, maybe some photos I can show you of what this looked like in the process, including the drawing. And so yeah, I put all that together and mounted it in here. I debated on having it some way for it to unattach, but that got a little too complicated. So it's permanently mounted. And then, so yeah, that's the lid. We've got this usable space that we can hold things in. And then these permanently attached elements over here, and the little Dust Euphoria abacus across the top. Okay, now I'll go piece by piece and fill up the lid here with all the items that we picked out. The recipient is a fan of Anne of Green Gables, and we have this wonderful edition of Anne of Windy Willows, like a hardcover edition of that. It looks really old and neat, a great little image. And so that's kind of what the space that I left here was designed around. Once we knew we wanted to use the book, then everything else kind of went from there. So we'll start with that. And then next, we have this handmade piece of paper. And you can see they used little pieces of like newsprint or books. You can see the lettering where they work those into the paper making process. Maybe even some images. Maybe newspapers? I doubt it would be newspaper. Yeah, Lynn Cinnamon got that, I forget, in an assortment from someone that she dealt with. All kinds of neat custom papers. This next item is an actual recipe card that we got from the Goodwill bins, and it's a recipe for shrimp dip. Which includes 3 cans of shrimp, but also 1 can of minced clams. So they sneak in a little extra seafood protein on you. And it's great because all the aging and all this sort of stuff I didn't do anything to it. It came straight just like this. And what's funny is I believe this was just sitting in the bin all by itself. We didn't get any other cards to go with it, which is a shame because the handwriting is so great. But include that in there. And one of the points of interest for the recipient is Colorado. We got this old Aspen postcard from back in the day. Let's see if we've got a date on this. No. I'm gonna guess, what do you think? Late 70s for that? Maybe early 80s? I've never been to Aspen, so I don't know how much it's developed since then. Next up, we have a little stencil painting of a rose that Lynn Cinnamon did. I'm not sure if she filmed it or not. If so, you'll see it in a video, potentially before this one comes out. We're going to be waiting to release this video until after Christmas, so as not to spoil the Christmas surprise for the recipient of the box. Another thing that was mentioned to us that the recipient is a fan of is paper dolls. So Lynn Cinnamon printed out just a few pieces from a vintage paper doll set. Let's see if I can take her little dress off here. Don't worry, it'll be safe for work. Yeah, oh wow, look, she got a little floofy tutu, or whatever you would call that underneath. Oh, that's really neat. That's a neat design. You can put this on top, completely cover it up, and have no idea. And then the same for this elaborate, colorful ball gown if you put it on. Not sure how it, oh, I was worried it wouldn't cover up the red, but it doesn't have to cover up the red. It only has to cover up. So silly. Right, next up are a couple actual photos that we found in the Goodwill bins. This one's labeled up top February '69, which seems about right. It's a beautiful snowy scene in a residential neighborhood. See, nothing on the back of that one. Kodak paper. It's so serene, it's so nice. And it's so neat that it's an actual photograph printed more than 50 years ago. And then I think this is from the same set. Well, I'm not sure about that. It looks different. The black and white is a little bit warmer, but this is another older photo of a woman with a wonderful hat and another, looks like a teenager. I'm guessing mother and daughter, but that's just purely assumption. It's got this kind of neat composition to it. Let's see what we got. Oh, the date on the back, July 4th, 1970. I'm guessing that's when this was printed, not when the photo was taken. This next one is another old postcard. This one says, "A bit of old Warwick." This is Antona, 1535. Oh, okay, we got a little information. Oh, nothing. No, we don't have any information. Postcard, British made, correspondence address. Now, this is legit. I'm putting this as 60s probably. It's really old looking. And that's sepia black and white. It's really something in the paper, and then this almost handwritten font. It's really neat. We're going to top things off with something no one should be without. It's a get out of jail free card. A community chest version from an old Monopoly game. The iconic Monopoly man with wings flying out of the cage. This one, I didn't do anything with this. It's all the wear and tear on it is authentic. It's from a thrift store version of Monopoly. Looks like it was played quite a few times. Quite a few people got out of jail free with that one. Okay, we got all those in place. And let's see if this behaves like it's supposed to. There we go. Snaps right in. And well, I want to be a little careful. You can see. Yeah. Okay, now the main part of the box is going to have a lot of stuff, as you might imagine, and that includes 2 trinket boxes. We have one trinket box that's really small trinkets, and then another box with medium-sized trinkets. So I'm going to do separate videos for each of those, and then I will do a final video where we put everything in the box and we close it up, and it'll be all done. Moving on from the lid to the main contents of the box, this is a tin that's going to be filled with small trinkets. The tin itself is a wonderful old Hershey's Kiss tin. You can see here. It says, "A kiss for you, Hershey's Milk Chocolate Kisses," and it's got a boy and a girl on the cover. It's weathered real nice. It's this deep blue. You can see it's kind of dark. It's from the Tin Box Company of America, Long Island City, New York. Copyright 1984, Hershey Foods. So I'm guessing this is from the mid-80s. It's kind of a gold color inside. We're going to do a little bit of something with that. So let me lay this out here, back where it started. Okay, the first thing I wanted to do was add a liner to the bottom of the tin. So I have this old, these flowers from what looks like a botanical book. I think this was a reproduction, and it's I weathered it a bit, but it won't matter too much because it's going to be sitting in the bottom. This will be all that you see for the most part. And there's no need to attach it. I think the trinkets themselves will keep it weighted down. Plus it kind of sticks in there, so I'm not too worried about it coming up. It fits in here pretty well, just like that. And then the first entry in the box actually isn't in the layout here. It didn't really fit, it's kind of large. And that's these two buffalo nickel buttons. They're still on the card that they came on. And I didn't want to remove them from the card before I put them in the box, because I think that's just so neat. And it is something that you could imagine someone, if they were keeping a little box of trinkets, that they would toss these in there, hoping that maybe someday they might use them or whatever. So yeah, we're going to start with these, and pay attention to the buffalo nickel. That'll come up again later. And of course, I can't do a trinket box without adding a Monopoly piece or two. We've got the old shoe. It's been in the game forever. I'm not sure if it still is or not, but it's been there since the real early days. We have this little, I believe this is a cookie cutter, if I'm not mistaken. It looks like a little cat. And we have some others that are just like this, or they're similar, this copper look to them, and they're kind of small, and they're really old. But of course, there's no way to really date this one. I assume that they still make them. And it looks like a little scratch, so it may just be copper lined, I'm guessing. There's a few Scrabble tiles. We'll drop a couple of those in right now. These are the actual wooden ones from games. We grab these all the time from the bins. Well, we'll spread it out a little bit. This is kind of a neat piece. It's the logo label from a Betsy Johnson purse. Got the little fake screws on the side. Kind of a heavy metal. It's got a little clamp on the back. Thought that was kind of neat and fun. Set it over there. There's a few animals, little tiny animals going in the box, including this little bunny. Multicolors, even got a little red mouth, black nose, black eyes, pink ears. This is a little ceramic thimble. Got a windmill on it, some flowers. Not sure, it's not labeled in any way. Dutch, I guess, sort of theme. Won't fit on that. This is the top to a little ceramic pot. It's got the gold on top, a little flower. Really pretty. And this one's really neat. Little flowers in there. And then it's got the metal rings around the edges. Very nice. This is a glass egg. We've got a few of these. They're really neat. This one's got a spiral, a white spiral that goes all the way up. I believe this is from Beauty and the Beast chip. Is that right? Could be wrong about that. Yeah, Disney. Neat little cup. Here's a really elaborate button. metal. This is a fake piece of candy made out of glass. You've probably seen these before. This one's kind of neat. Yellow, light blue, dark blue, and a bright green wrapper. This is a framed piece of lace, basket made out of lace, I believe. Just a little, almost like a pewter frame. It's kind of heavy. It's really neat. Kind of big for a trinket box, but we'll make it work. This is a little plastic, it says care solution. When I first saw it, I thought it was perfume, but I'm not sure what that's supposed to be. It's like a little thing that goes with a doll. These two pieces, there's a red one too. I think they're old checkers. They've got the felt on one side and these elaborate designs kind of engraved on the other side. They're really neat. I like them. We've got only a few of them. We have nowhere near a full set or anything. And this is the red one. Reddish brown, I guess. This is a little pine cone. I first saw these, I was in Florence, and they had a tree at a monastery there that had these little pine cones, and I was so fascinated by how you can tell they were closed and they just expanded. They're so fascinating. I'm not sure if this one's been colored or if this is natural. This orange sort of color. The other one I saw was pretty typical pine cone brown, the ones I'd seen before. Set him over here. I should have done him earlier. Make sure he would fit. The person who got the mystery box had a list of things, as I mentioned earlier, just as sort of suggestions, and one of the things on the list was Paris. So there's a few Paris-themed items, including this little Eiffel Tower keychain in green for some reason. And another thing that was mentioned was ballet or ballerinas, and so this is a great little, is it Shopkins, I assume? Just one of the fashion Shopkin? Little dress, the face. Oh, I love that so much. It's an elaborate glass bead. Looks like it's been heated and chilled, so it kind of cracks inside. Really neat looking. We got a little jingle bell. Kind of a nice deep jingle to it. It's a nice weathered metal. A couple of these style beads. They're round, almost like a marble. They got these veins in them. Not sure if this is a clay or actually a stone bead. They look so neat though. Got this carved stone cat. Neat. Got this clear plastic high heel shoe charm. Got a little thing to hang it on something. Looks like glass, a glass slipper, but it's plastic. My Little Pony. I'm not sure. I don't know My Little Ponies that well. It's got a rainbow tail, rainbow hair. Got a little cutie mark, but I can't quite tell what that is. Is it a cloud with a rainbow? It's a wonderful little piece of cake. It's like a 3-layer chocolate cake with white chocolate or vanilla icing, and maybe a little strawberry on top. I don't know, maybe this made it in Lynn Cinnamon's strawberry themed video. I know this is, if you see my previous videos, you know this is one of my favorite, from my favorite set of dice that we've ever gotten. It's from this space game. I'm not sure what the name of it is, but it's these digital countdown numbers, 1 through 6, and you know it's the black with the yellow LED coloring on them. I love this so much. And then the opposite is more conventional, sort of Vegas dice. Rounded corners, clear red with the white dots. Classic. Got this little Seven Falls coin. Got that on one side, and then on the other, Sabino Canyon, established 1908, Coronado National Forest. This is kind of neat. It's a little pendant, I think. It's got this metal cap, and it's like opalescent crystal. It's smooth. It might be plastic. I don't know. Feels like it might be, you know, quartz glass or something like that. But I can't tell if something maybe broke off the top. That would allow you to hang it on a necklace. And this is really great. I just saw Wicked, and this is very similar to Elphaba's hat. It doesn't have the little bent tears, but that's what it reminded me of. I'm not really sure what it is. Could be like a little metal cornucopia. I'm not sure. It's a Mini Brands Care Bear in the packaging. Isn't that great? I'm not sure what the one with the little rainbow is called. It's written so small I can't hardly read it. It's here to cheer. I love these. And a red stone carved heart, and it's got these dark veins all throughout. It's very smooth. It's not a bead. It's just the rock. I'm not sure what you could do with it. I guess you could mount it. Got a little, what is that, a walrus hatchimal? It's clear pink. Got the pink wings to match, pink purple, the color of the thing. It's got a heart on his chest. Got a teeny tiny Snow Queen book. I'm guessing this is a Mini Brands, but I don't know that for sure. This is a little Shopkin. It's like little graham crackers, I think, with a tiny little teddy bear on top. I think this is Shopkins. They don't usually do like a little animal face though, so I'm not certain. This is a gold, like, eagle button. Looks almost military. It's not real heavy. It feels kind of plastic more than metal, so I doubt it's like legit in any way. So, that'd be my favorite Monopoly piece, the little metal dog. It's been around for decades. I'm not sure if it was there in the original Monopoly game or not, but pretty close. This is just adorable. It's got a little jingle bell, and I think it's a cow. It's got a little moving body, and it looks like he's jumping. So it's really intricate, really nice. Is it like supposed to be an ornament? I'm not sure. Supposed to be a trinket now. This is amazing. This is another, talk about intricate. It's like a metal bell shape, and it's got all these little dangling metal pieces. So neat. I'm not sure what it could possibly, I guess it's just a sort of a metal tassel that you just hang on something. And I mentioned earlier about the buffalo nickel buttons. It's an actual buffalo nickel. I forget what the year was on this one. Looks like 1936 or 35. It's really old. Going on 100 years. This is a really sparkly brooch, I guess you would say. It's got the big pin on the back, and it's a floral design with these elaborate silver wings and these gemstones making up the blooms up top. So it's really neat. It's going to be probably making that a difficult fit in here. Probably have to go in and shift the contents of the box around when we're done, just so the lid will close. Okay, this is really fascinating. It's a little stone bottle, and it actually opens. It's like a greenish gray marble, but this screws off. Really intricate threading, and it's actually a container. You can actually put something in there, and then it's got the little eyelets on either side, so whatever you put in there, then you could wear this on a necklace. So that's really cool. And then last up is this little pendant with the Rainbow Brights Pal Indigo on it. Indigo was mentioned as something that the recipient of the box was a fan of, so we made sure to try to work her in somehow. When Cinnamon and I just made that. That's all the trinkets that are going inside the box. Next up is going to be the contents that we're going to put in the lid, just like the larger box. So stay with me just a minute and I'll lay all that out for you. Moving on to the contents of the lid, most everything you see here is going to go inside this envelope. And this is an actual envelope that was mailed in 1952 from the Westwood Hotel in Anchorage, Alaska to Juneau, Alaska. Now it looks like it's probably a husband and wife. We've got Obert R. Hyde and a Mrs. Myrtle M. Hyde. And what's interesting is that this was sent via airmail, even though it's in the same state. So I'm guessing, in 1952, the only way to get a letter from Anchorage to Juneau was via airmail. Or it could have just been a rush delivery. But anyways, you can see it has the an old 6-cent airmail stamp. And it's been postmarked in 1952 out of Anchorage, July 3rd. And this is a perfect fit for the lid. Fits in there real snug. And so we're going to use it to hold most of the items you see here. So let me put that back. Okay, we're going to start with some of the smaller items. This is, as you probably know, is a Park Place deed from a Monopoly game. And this one, unlike a lot of the other things here, which I weathered myself, this one is authentically worn and discolored. We got this from a thrift store Monopoly game, and I'm going to guess it's wine. Maybe there was a heated argument towards the end of the game and a glass of wine was thrown. I'm not sure. But anyways, it's kind of neat, that discoloration. And so anyways, we're just going to stack some of these here, and then we'll move them around before we get done. Keeping with the game theme, got a Pokemon card. This is a cutie fly. I love that it's this whole field here, which has the Pokemon's move or attack or whatever. It just says flap. So I guess cutie fly is a bit of a little flappy bird. But that there. And this is from a deck of cards. I'm not sure. I only grabbed a few of these out of the Goodwill bins. They were just spread out in there. And they're real neat. They were kind of had this weathered look on part of it. Some of this was done by me later. And this is actually a cathedral, St. Volodimir's Cathedral, and it's located in Kiev, Ukraine. Now I'm not sure. This looks like it's a religious themed deck, so maybe it was all cathedrals or churches. I don't know if it's European, Ukrainian. But anyways, this particular cathedral merited the 8 of Hearts. This one's kind of funny. It's an old advertisement for the Stardust Hotel in Las Vegas, Nevada. As you can tell, it says that the hotel has 1,295 rooms from $6. And they were featuring a review from Paris, and it says that it's a 1961 review. So this looks to be an advertisement from the early 60s. I think most of the excerpts from magazines that we have here are from the 60s. There's a great little photo on the back from an advertisement. Now, this is the first of a little set of some replica items. This is a postcard from Paris. It's postmarked in Paris, and I believe it's addressed to Paris. But it's got the old handwriting, and it's been weathered and worn to make it seem more authentic. In keeping with the Paris theme, which was something mentioned by the purchaser of the box, as far as who was receiving it is a big fan of Paris. This is like a business card for a photographer located in Paris. I had to look that one up. And then we have a label from a Parisian perfume. It's kind of fun. And this is a little clip art of a dress form. Once again, it's been kind of discolored a bit. We're going to save the rest of these smaller items until later. You'll see why. And for now, we're going to move on to the larger items. We'll start with this supersized Queen of Hearts card. Just the pretty typical backing on it. There. Then this is a magazine page that features a buffalo nickel, if you remember. That's turned up a couple times already. And the advertisement is bragging about how inexpensive it is to fly Air France. You can get to Paris for 5.5 cents a mile back then. And so once again, the date's up here. This one is from, it says effective now through March 31st, 1961, and October 1st, 1961 through March 31st, 1962. So this is from 1961. This is funny, it says at the bottom, mention the National Geographic, it identifies you. And then on the back of that is lots of cool little advertisements for different places to go. You can become a Michigan water splasher. You can head to Daytona Beach. And here's a great advertisement for a Airstream from back in the early 60s. Another location mentioned by the mystery box purchaser as far as the recipient was Colorado. So I thought this was really neat. Once again, this is from the 60s. It may also be from National Geographic, I'm not sure. This is advertising the Vistadome Denver Zephyr, which was a train that went from Chicago to Colorado, and including Denver and Colorado Springs. And it featured the thrifty new slumber coach, another Burlington first. I got a kick out of the fact that it says vacation in colorful Colorado, and it's a large black and white photo. So that's pretty funny. And then here there's lots of really fun things to read, given that it's been, 60 years since this came out. So that'll be fun for them, I think, a fun experience. I had fun reading it over. This is a really great blast from the past. This is a 15-cent store coupon for Miss Clairol, which at the time was running the Miss Clairol Match the Crown sweepstakes. You could win $25,000 or one of 1,000 prizes of $250. What's great is it instructs you to punch out these little crowns, and they've actually been perforated and never punched out. You can see. We got the store coupon here. I don't know if there's an expiration date, so the lucky recipient of this trinket box may be able to get 15 cents off of their Miss Clairol. That's great. It's in great shape. Next up is a page. I believe this is a book from the 1930s of desserts, or I forget. Oh, a candy maker's guide, I guess it says right up top. And this just has some recipes, instructions for different kinds of desserts, candies, including we've got strawberry wafers, lemon cream wafers, a good vanilla cream chocolate, maple creams, coconut cream bonbons, and chocolate cream bonbons. This paper's really thick. Feels almost like linen. And I didn't do much to age this one except along the creases. So all of that was the way that it was straight out of the book. This is my favorite advertisement that we got. This is, once again, it's from the 60s. It says at the bottom that it's Dr. Pepper Company 1967. So this is late 60s. But it's advertising Dr. Pepper as a hot drink. It says that's Dr. Pepper or Diet Dr. Pepper hot. Just heat until it steams, pour over a slice of lemon and serve. Distinctively different Dr. Pepper is not a cola, not a root beer, but a blend of deep fruit flavors. Join the proud crowd. Enjoy the Dr. Pepper difference. Hot. And they got the people here drinking their hot Dr. Peppers. I guess they've been out skiing or whatever. And then come back in and heat you up some Dr. Pepper and pour it over a lemon. And this is great too, is they have this special offer. You can get a slice of lemon. Exciting LP of your favorite top 10 artists. Only $1. I may have to Google that. I'd be curious to see who all was on a slice of lemon LP. I wonder if that's rare. On the back is a piece of a old advertisement for the Ambassador car. Got some really neat blurring effects, you know, show you how fast the car goes. But I thought this was amazing. I don't think I'd ever heard of colas being advertised as hot drinks. So I obviously that didn't really go over. Okay, let's get all this in the envelope. Stack it all up. Can we move all this at once? Maybe. Just like that. And flip this over. Open it up. Get all the way in there. And we'll just pop that in the lid. Just like that. And then now what we're going to do is some of these smaller items over here are actually magnets, and we're going to use that to attach the envelope to the top. This was kind of tricky because there's a lot of content inside the envelope, so it was sort of difficult finding some magnets that were strong enough to grab through that. So I think I found a few that are kind of diverse and interesting. So let's see what we can do here. I think we're going to take this, which is a replica of an old, ooh, that turned out neat, of an old railroad ticket from the French National Railroad. Not sure if it has a date on it. It does, but I can't quite read it. It looks like 1955. That's really cool. We'll just set it here. I'll move it over to the side like that. And then I think this little bottle cap with a pine cone and leaf was just about the strongest magnet that we had. So I'll use it over here. Sort of grab that and hold it down like that. Next piece of ephemera is this little Hotel Mondial from Paris. Just a little circular piece. I'm not sure what it would represent. Did they have little circular tokens? I'm not sure. But it's a little globe. I'm going to put it down here. And this little magnet is super strong. So we're going to hope it's going to go all the way through. See if we can pin it in the corner. Just like that. And then a couple more magnets just to be sure. This is an old ancient Egypt. This little square refrigerator magnet. I think I mentioned earlier that ancient Egypt was one of the recipient's interests. Set it over there. And then we have the famous inverted Jenny postage stamp, 24-cent stamp. Just an image of the stamp mounted to a magnet. We'll put it there, and then maybe we'll swap this little guy. There we go. Next I'll be showing you another box that's included, and it's got larger trinket-ish toys and different items that are a little bit larger, a little bit too large to go in the smaller trinket box. Moving on to the box with larger trinkets, I'm going to start off talking about the box itself. This is obviously a cigar box, and it's really nice. It's made of cedar. It's got that great smell. It's, as you can tell, Arturo Fuente brand, which apparently is a very high-end brand. I looked up the cigars that come in this box, which is its bestseller. It's one of their Hemingway type cigars. And this box of 25 cigars usually retails for around $200. And so obviously it would come in a nice box. I believe this is could be a display box for retail, or I guess you could buy it by the box. I'm not sure. I don't know if they sell them individually. I assume so with that kind of price tag. But anyways, it has the a nice red felt lining in the lid and black felt lining along the bottom. I didn't add those. And so I'm not doing anything inside the lid. I like that so much that I just left it. And so yeah. I googled why some cigar boxes have that kind of odd triangular shape, and I couldn't get a clear answer. The cigars that come in this box are actually, they're straight cylinders, so it's not like they flare and need to space out on one end. So anyways, if you know the answer to that, just let us know down in the comments. Let's get this back here and fill it up with non-tobacco products. You may recognize a couple of items from the previous trinket box, and that's because I hadn't fully assembled the smaller trinket box before, and when I did the lid, the contents in the envelope, it was a bit thicker than I was anticipating, and I couldn't figure out a way to make it close easily, no matter how much I shifted and arranged the smaller trinkets. So I bumped up a couple of the larger items to this box so that that one could close. The first one you may recognize is this little Mini Brands Care Bears in the package. Little rainbow pink Care Bear. Been promoted. And then we have this floral brooch or pin with the gemstone blossoms and the metal leaves. Moving on to the new items, this is a Princess Peach toy from a McDonald's Happy Meal. I believe it had a little stand that it sat on, maybe spun around, a little interactive. Most of the Happy Meal toys are that way. Then we have a blue glittery rubber dress. Doesn't go with the Princess Peach, but it does go with some sort of figure. Maybe a Fisher-Price figure, I'm not sure. A little princess dress. And you may recall that we're working with a Paris theme as part of what the person receiving the box is a fan of. And so we've got this Paris keychain, which is actually the Paris casino in Las Vegas, I assume. But it still works. Got the Eiffel Tower. Little hot air balloon on there. If you watched our previous videos, you may recall this. This is a chess piece from this elaborate wooden set that I got. Most of the pieces were badly damaged. It looked like a dog had gotten a hold of them or some other toothy animal. This is a pawn, I believe, so that should tell you. I mean, some of the others were quite sizable. I forget which video that was. It was one of our Goodwill haul videos, I believe. Getting back to the princesses, we have this princess bed, which is a Disney bed, but I'm not sure which princess it's for. Has kind of the colors of the Beauty and the Beast, but I'm just not sure on which one it is. We've got a less little My Little Pony than the one we had in the tiny trinket box. This one's blue with pink hair. Got a little butterfly for a cutie mark. Next is this little ancient temple replica made out of plastic. Let's see if it says what it is. Temple of the Inscriptions. The person receiving the box is a fan of ancient Egypt, which we didn't have a lot of, so trying to make do with what we have. We got another chess piece. This is a glass knight horse piece. Kind of hollow inside. Frosted glass. This is kind of fun. It's a pink chocolate replica, but it opens up and it's a ballpoint pen. Kind of neat. Let's get it under here. If you get any mystery boxes from us, I'd be surprised if you didn't get at least one Shopkin. This one actually comes in the container. Breyer's Cherry Vanilla Ice Cream. And if you open it up, it's got the little Shopkin in there. I always love these. Big scoop of ice cream with some cherries on top. See where we can put that. Like that. This is a large, like, cabinet knob. It's a very hard plastic. I don't believe it's glass, but it just looks so great. I love it. We have quite a few cabinet knobs. There's some of them that are just so aesthetically pleasing. This one included. Got this kind of pale pink as opposed to a hot pink. Let's see if I can get that to sit in a way that it'll look great when you open it. Yeah, like that. All right, this is another little mini brands. This is a collagen creamer. Dose and Company. It doesn't actually open up, so it's just a container. There's an actual little bottle of perfume. Not sure what kind it is. Lynn Cinnamon added this to the box from her collection. She may know a little bit more about it. I forgot to ask her. There we go. Another item in the Paris theme is this Paris Eiffel Tower spoon. The tourist spoons, or memento souvenir spoons, are a phenomenon. Not so much as they used to be. I remember as a kid, lots of folks, parents had these little displays with these little spoons to different places they travel. This one's Paris. It's neat. It's got a textured backing, and it's, you know, fully textured on both sides of the Eiffel Tower too, so it's a little nice. We've got this glass teardrop faceted crystal. It's like it hangs from a chandelier or something. It's missing the little bracket that holds it. This is really fun. It's a little miniature camera. It says Real Little's zoom flash. And what happens, it actually has a battery. I'm not sure what happens if the battery's in there. Maybe there's a little light, but if you click the thing, the little flash pops up. It's a little cat, which you do not need a battery for. This is the top to a little metal container. Look at that, that fascinating. It's like marbleized, how it's aged, the metal inside. The tarnish. And then on top it's got all these neat pink and clear gemstones. Here we have a jingle bell. Got a bit of a jingle. I was worried it might be sound more like a cowbell than a jingle bell, but that's pretty good. It's this kind of weathered red color. Here we have a little light lavender flower. These are actually soap, the little petals. They dissolve in water and you can use them as soap in the bath. A little plastic swan. The wings extended. Have a jingle bell, and then we have this, which looks like a bell. Yeah, it's got a little, whatever you call those, that thing inside. Got the slightest tinkle to it, but it's got this neat, elaborate floral pattern on it. What looks like enamel paint. Oh, little bird. Oh, the blue inside is really neat. the gold rim. Where can we put that? Here we have another little mini brands in the package. This is Alice from Alice in Wonderland. Fun and wonderful little figure. Oh, the boxes, look at the tiny print. I don't know if you can see that. So amazing. This is one of my favorite items in the whole box. It's a little Mini Brands designer purse, or I think it's Mini Brands. It doesn't say anywhere on it, and we didn't get it in its original packaging. Picked it up at a thrift store, but it's so intricate and fun. It's got this white, like a lizard skin pattern, these bright colored threads throughout, the gold trim. So baller. Oh my gosh, it even opens up. Oh man. Look at that. Oh, it's soft and fur-lined inside. So cool. Sit it up here on top somewhere. Well, that just leaves one thing, but actually it's more than one thing. This is a little metal container. When I Googled it, it came up as a pill container, which I'm guessing you can use it for multiple things, but maybe that was sort of the original idea behind these, because it's sort of a phenomenon. I've seen them at estate sales and things, kind of crudely made almost. And they usually have these enamel painted lids with a little ring. I mean, I guess you could wear it on a necklace even, but anyways, and this one had a little fun. I put these miniature perfume bottles, sort of pink, sort of peach color. That may be my skin coming through though. When I saw them on a white background, they looked more pink to me. You can sort of see it there. But aren't these fascinating? There's one with a little atomizer. And they have these little black lid. Look at that one. Really elaborate. Oh, this is so much fun. Now a big challenge will be, can I get them to go back in here? Ooh, that made a wonderful sound. Dang. Let's do that one. Wasn't too bad. Yeah, we're good. Alrighty. Let's do it like that. Okay. That's the mid-size trinket box. Let's do like I didn't do last time and make sure close this super easy. Yep. All right. Okay, I believe the next step will be filling the main part of the actual outer large box. So I'll be right back. We're on the final stage of assembling one of our extra large mystery trinket boxes. In this stage, we're going to put all the contents of the box in here, including the 2 trinket boxes that we previously made, plus some additional larger items. We'll start with the cigar box full of larger trinkets. It's just going to sit right down here in the bottom. Just like that. The next thing we're going to add is this wonderful little strawberry shortcake wallet made by Box Lunch. You can see both sides here. I think Lynn Cinnamon got this for a strawberry themed video that she did. It's brand new, other than its time in the YouTube spotlight. You can see it's got this little chain attached to it with little plastic strawberries and these little beads. And then it's got the sort of strawberry seed themes in the pink. All this neat stitching. Some printed elements on there, including strawberry shortcake herself, hauling a rather large strawberry in a wheelbarrow. We can open it up here. Alright, there's the original tag that it came with. And it's the all pink interior here with the seed pattern. But if you look in here, it's got this wonderful printed fabric. Little bird, strawberry, ladybug, sun, and then the strawberry shortcake tag. That's really neat. Such a joyful little wallet. And slide it in right over here. The next box entry is this Elgin American makeup compact. It comes in this little fabric case, this soft fabric interior. This is a vintage compact. Look at this, it's really neat. Isn't that great? It's got two bluebirds and some bluebells on it. It's like this enamel cover with the gold along the trim. And then inside, it's got a mirror and the original little pad. Slide that in. There we go. Straighten that up. Next we have a Rachel Glauber necklace. This thing is really nice. Lynn Cinnamon was telling me about it, and I hadn't seen it until we've been working on the box for a while. But really high quality, super blingy. Look at all of those. Wow. All right. Get that in there. Seal that up. I'm gonna poke it over here. As I mentioned before, one of the things on the list for the recipient of the box was ballet and ballerinas. And so we've got this little teacup saucer. We've actually got the little matching teacup, that'll come in later. And it's got the little ballet slippers on it. And actually this is going to serve a function. We're going to wrap it up in some of this old, really neat brown paper. There we go. Double that over. And then this is going to slide in back here. And so not only is it a wonderful little saucer, but it's going to help keep this from shifting around when it's in transit. Next up will be the tin full of the tiny trinkets. It's so heavy. Of course, makes that wonderful trinket sound. And to avoid scuffing up this box and also maybe having any scuffing done to this one, we're going to cover it up in this fabric that we picked up at an estate sale. Just a real simple wrap. Just like that. And then this will sit right in here on top. All right, perfect. Okay, we've got the little teacup that matches the saucer, the ballerina slippers, and this one has actual ballerinas on it. And we'll wrap this in a similar sheet of brown paper. And to be honest, it's kind of serving a similar function. We're going to tuck it in here. Right up in the corner. And it's going to help keep this from shifting. Hopefully. Okay, from the same estate sale that we got the fabric, we got a whole bunch of wonderful embroidery or cross stitch, or not sure what the proper term is. She did all kinds of different sorts of these styles, and a lot of floral ones. This one's really beautiful. But yeah, she had a lot of fabrics, a lot of sewing supplies. It was really a magical estate sale. What we're going to do to help protect this one is we're going to wrap it up, or roll it up, I should say. And we'll tie it off with a little pink bow. Yeah, just like that. There's that. And we got some pink ribbon. I'm no expert at knots, so this is just getting the shoe tying knots. Okay. And then this fits, or should fit. You know, let's slide this down. Yeah, that'll go right in there. Turn that a little to the side. Pretty snug, right? All good. And to help keep this from shifting, I'm going to use an old McCall's dress pattern. I love this material so much. Wonderful tissue paper. We'll crinkle it up real nice and good. Oh man, even let Lynn Cinnamon know about that. It's such a warm crinkle. Let me just tuck this down in here. That'll be fine. And you may have noticed if you watched the video, there's a couple of little notches that have been cut. I had to do that when I did the Dust Euphoria abacus treatment across the top of the lid, if you remember. It's held down with two wooden round game pieces, and I didn't realize when I did it, but they came down below this inner edge that helps hold the top in place. And so it wouldn't quite close, so I had to get the Dremel out and sand that down a little bit so it can be snug, close snug. All right, to top this off, I'm going to put a sheet of this handmade paper over top here. I think I'll leave the dress pattern exposed. That's kind of nice. This is from the same maker that made the other handmade paper that we included in the lid. Now the final mystery box is going to include a personalized little note from Lynn Cinnamon and I, but I don't want to include that in the video. That's just between us and the future box owner, but it's approximately this size, so I'll just put that in there as sort of a placeholder. Some more handmade paper, and another thing on the list for the recipient are feathers. So I think we're going to just drape these in at the end on the top. Got a couple of kind of natural looking brownish feathers, brown and white. Seems to kind of fit the vintage sepia idea we've got here. And speaking of that, we will top this all off with some more of this brown paper right over the top. Just like that. And then before we box it up to ship, I'm going to have to, pad it a little bit more. Not sure if I would just use regular tissue paper or maybe some more of the dress patterns. Have to kind of fit it with what's in the lid, where there's space. I'm not too concerned about some of the pieces shifting around, but if the snaps come loose, I don't want these paper products held back by that strip of lace to fall out during shipping. So I'm gonna try to at least get some cushion right in this area to hold that in place. Thank you so much for watching. This was a real joy to put together. Like I said, we were a little bit rushed because we normally allow ourselves 20 days. None of these boxes are the same, and so we kind of have to custom curate them, and then, you know, there's a lot of times there's work that I have to do to sort of customize the box to fit, and we're never really sure ahead of time for these specific boxes. We may work more towards doing some pre-made thematic boxes, or maybe some just template boxes to put content in. That would make sense, instead of just making them on the fly when they're ordered. But it's not what we did this time, and we're excited. We'll be sending this out either tomorrow or the next day, just like I said, depending on if it makes its way into a Lynn Cinnamon video or not. So thanks again for tuning in, and be sure to check out our Etsy shop. There'll be a link in the description below, and it'll have the various sizes and kinds of trinket boxes that we offer. And please remember to like, comment, and subscribe.